Right, just doing a brief video defending Liam Neeson as I see it from my perspective. Obviously, I've never met the man, but the impression that I get from him, the type of films that he's in, the statements that he makes, the way he conducts himself, the way the comments that he puts on social media, and having seen excerpts from his life and how he's struggled through things in the past. I think he's an honourable man with a story to tell. That's just the impression I get. But yeah, I've had my attention drawn to this gentleman via this media spin. Didn't see it on the TV because I ain't got one. But on social media, just before I opened social media, there was an MSN sort of slight on his name saying that he had threatened to kill a black bastard. I think those were the words. And because of this, he was accused of being racist. And the big slight on his name is that he is a racist, and this is being fired at him and has been fired at him as a result. The premiere of his latest film, I think, is sort of a week after this interview took place. So I'm sort of like, well, yeah, and then sort of a couple of days after, or should I say a day after the initial outburst of, oh, he's a racist via MSN, it's like, oh, well, the red carpet premiere of his new film will have to be put off because of the public outcry at his, or the response to his status as a racist. Right, so like I say, I thought, right, well, there's a bit more to this, so I'll just divulge what I've come to know about the situation, and just by reading a few things, and then understanding how the entertainment industry works, what I believe, how I believe this has and why it's transpired. Anyway, first of all, reading the story, he admitted to saying that he wanted to kill a black bastard. The reason being that this person who was black had raped somebody close to him, I believe, and therefore he reacted with that angry statement. Now, I think that's most, a brave or a strong man or a responsible man would respond like that, because they wouldn't want to have had something like that happen to someone they know. Of course they wouldn't. So whether he did something or not about it, that's, it's, saying it, it's like, well, I wouldn't disagree with it, you know. Then going on, he said that, I was in Northern Ireland at the time. There was lots of troubles. People dying the day before, people dying the day after. So, it wasn't an uncommon thing that, you know, going through all that strife and violence and turmoil in the area at the time, it's like, I suppose if you look at something like that happening, it's like one of many issues, and with all that struggle, I mean, people are pushed, aren't they? If they're witnessing deaths and things, I'm sure that there would be like a feeling to react, or you know, and I mean, death being a greater thing. I mean, it obviously is something that you know you wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want to see, you know. So the thing of him saying he's a black bastard, it comes across as like a minor thing at the time, and to glorify it in the American media, it sort of, it's like, yeah, and but here's my spin on it. I think that this has all been orchestrated because he's got a new film that's come out about him. Is it called Cold Pursuit? There's a trailer. I was drawn to the trailer. I thought, well, that might be interesting. I like his films. I like the Star Wars Episode 1 that he was in, and the way he acted in that. I like that Taken 2. And just prior to doing this video, I watched Taken, the original 2008 film, and it just reminded me, you know, the conviction in his acting, and, you know, the sort of decisive way that he gets things done, and yeah, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, like I say, I think it was orchestrated, this outburst of, oh, he's a racist and all this, and then the threat coming out to not have a red carpet appearance, draws attention. By saying that, you're drawing attention to the fact that there's a premiere on Tuesday night where there's a red carpet event where Liam Neeson is going to be present, or not. But it does draw, by default, it draws attention to his latest film, Cold Pursuit, which I naively got sucked into and watched the trailer for. But it actually looks like quite a good film. It's about Liam Neeson against a few drug dealers, pretend gangsters sort of things, but it's interesting to say the least. So yeah, and I'm glad that my attention was drawn to that film because I find it fascinating. I enjoy his acting, and yeah, so something to look forward to. And I support him 100%. Decent man, and that's my take on it. Love and blessings.